Dixon, Mohamed en vandag is ek in die kombuis met die man Fahiem Stellenboom. Hallo julle, weet julle nou al hoe lang try ek om hierdie man op my show te kry, maar hy bly besig, en ag fooi tog man, ek weet hy's besig, maar weet julle wat het ek sommer gedoen? Ek het hom sommer lekker vasgevat, en bety van sy goede in sy dagboek het ek sommer self skoon gemaak, net om van in die hande te kry, en van wie gesels ek nou? Maar ek gesels met Mr. Fahiem Stellenboom. Salam alaikum meneer.
Wa alaikum salam, Abidah. And I know it's been a long try, maar jy's lastig, jy pla 'n mens, en ek is baie bly dat uiteindelik we were able to get it together. Soos ek gesê het, ek wou dit bitter graag by hierdie resep wat ek vandag gaan wys, dat jy my gaan help mee om te kook, I hope.
Nou wag voor hy gaan verder gaan. Hy sê wat ek hom gaan mee help. Maar kyk hier as julle nou kan sien, alles is al klaar gesny. Nou wil ek weet met wat moet ek help?
Jy gaan die sop maak.
Gaan ek dit maak?
You're going to make the dish.
Okay.
And it is a soup dish, obviously.
Okay, nou voor ek dit nou kan maak, want ek moet nou vir die mense dan nou ook nou kan sê, wat se bestanddele gebruik Fahiem vir sy lekker sop?
Okay, so this is a soup that is called a spicy chicken and corn soup.
Okay.
Dit kom van my tante, Auntie Minachi, as we call her, or Yashmina, who lives in District 6, and we come from a family of people that can bake and make food and cook and things, which is very, very wonderful. She lives in District 6, which is where we grew up as kids, certainly with her as well. And this is a recipe that I always make as my sort of go-to show-off recipe during Ramadan when I have when I get invited to go out for buka or for my family. And I decided to make it for today, obviously, because we are in Ramadan and now we'll be able to show off what I normally do.
Nou as ek nog gou mag vra.
And also, winter is here. It's perfect for winter, the spiciness.
Definitief. Nou as ek nog gou mag vra, is al die bestanddele nog steeds van Auntie Minachi of het Boeta Fahiem dalk hier en daar ge-chop and change?
It's very much Auntie Minachi. There's a piece de resistance which I'm going to discuss with you later on. But alles is very much the same. All I've done is tweaked a little bit of the hoeveelheid. Jy weet, so hier en daar, I got a little bit more garlic. Yes. I put a bit more of the leaf masala in, and things like that. But otherwise, it's very
alles nog
much,
Nou, okay, hardloop gou vir ons kykers deur die bestanddele.
Okay, so as I said, that's a chicken and corn soup.
Yes.
Okay, so onions, two onions. I also take two medium to large size onions.
Yeah.
We have chicken, of course, which chicken breasts, 4 of them.
Yeah.
I cut them into split them, and then I cut them into sort of bite sizes. As you can see, it's easy to and it goes quicker in the pot, and it's also a lot easier to chew. It can cook away a little bit, and then of course sweet corn, 2 tins of sweet corn that I got, and then these are, you can use a tin of tomatoes, or you can use 3 grated tomatoes. I've used 3 grated tomatoes because I prefer that. Often the tin tomato goes quicker because as you just chuck it in there, but I kind of like as fresh as much as possible. And then we've got here 2 big tablespoons of what is this? Tomato paste. There we go. There's you can use 2 green chilies. I used 1 big red chili, spicy, and it's hot, and which I like. So is it hot?
So picky.
So yes, the chili, I used 1 big red chili because it's a nice size one. In fact, I had one there earlier on. And then this is 2 heaped teaspoons of garlic. And here we've got a teaspoon of leaf masala, a teaspoon of masala, a tablespoon of chili flakes. That's what's in there.
And what is hierdie?
So this is the topping. So at the end of the soup, this goes on top, and this really is very, very important.
On top of the soup?
Yes.
Die soep is al klaar. Wow, okay.
They sprinkle it on top of the soup, yeah.
Ek wil nou net vra, gaan ons aan nou stywe sop het?
Oh my word. Obviously, Abidah didn't realize that she's working with me here today. Vijay Abidah. It's a little sprinkling which adds to the flavor, and it is a must-have because a lot of people make the chicken corn soup.
Okay.
You know, people do, but it needs to just have that extra bite. And this way, it just sort of separates it from kind of just the normal chicken corn soup. It makes it quite.
Nou, bedoel Fahiem, waar begin ons nou eers?
Okay, so ons gaan begin hier. Let me switch on the. Appa. There we go. I should let you get you to do this.
Nee, ek laat hom maar eerder werk met daai gas. Ek gaan nie by gas werk nie. Ek is baie jammer.
I must tell you, I'm not a fan of gas either, but it's got its benefits.
Nee. Ja, soos hulle sê veral met die krag en goed wat afslaan, maar nee. Ek bly maar 'n bietjie weg van gas af. Dis nou nie vir my daai nie. Kom bedoel Fahiem reg.
No. Call jy die vir my, then I will do it.
Wat moet ek doen?
You light it?
Hoe moet ek hom light?
Ja.
O, as die een wat sy net...
There we go.
O, ek dog as die een wat sy net klik, man.
No, you get those as well. This one, for the big ones here. So in here I've got, already got sort of half a chunk of butter.
Half a chunk is wat? 100 gram, 200 gram?
250.
250 gram. O, okay. So, sop met botter, nou sien julle nou, né?
So then you because remember it's got cream in it. We didn't finish all the ingredients. There's cream and there's milk in it as well.
Well, all
To give it that creamy, milky feeling.
Okay.
So what you do is that you start here, and you get this it doesn't have to braise,
Okay.
just to get a nice translucent glassy.
Goed.
En dan ons kan sommer dit ook nou ingooi.
Dit sal sommer immediately.
Sommer immediately. There's no reason to wait. You want the bite when it comes through.
Okay.
And then we will also add the garlic a little bit. I think I'll add the garlic with the chicken. So I'll get that to just get a bit glassy, become translucent, and then we add the chicken, as I said, the cut up fillets of chicken.
Alright. Okay.
And so what I think is important is that all of the nice thing is that a minute that's glassy, this goes in for 10 minutes only.
Alright.
If that's on for 10 minutes, that goes in. So it's simple and easy to make, and it's not long. So I mean, normally it takes me about 45 minutes maximum to make the soup.
Behalwe die groenheid wat ek hier sien, daar word nie soos Dania of enige iets ingegooi nie, né?
Daar word dan ingegooi.
Wat daar word?
Because I didn't bring you here just to look pretty. Ek het jou hier gebring dat jy 'n bietjie kan werk. So there you go.
Kyk nou die bietjie Dania wat die ou nou vir my gee om my besig te hou, né? En hy het reeds al alles klaar gedoen, maar okay, fooi tog man. Minstens gee hy 'n samewerking.
I'm sorry, maar ek is even overachievers. I don't want things to go wrong.
Ja, ingeskakel, ons is nou weer terug. Julle wil nie vir my glo nie, man. Die Boeta Fahiem, julle wat nou al vir hom ken, sal nou weet, hy is so oorlams, ek sal sê oorlams, want hy wil nou net sy way wil hy hê, maar hy gaan vandag gaat hy vir my kry.
Voordat sy dit gaan doen, wil ek ook net sê, if she sent me a brief on an email, I would have been very happy and I would have studied it manier, as alles op 'n WhatsApp, at funny hours, because it suits her and not my problem. Sorry.
Okay, Boeta Fahiem, hoe ver is ons pad? Kan ek die ingooi?
Ja, you can see this nice and translucent.
Okay.
So then we add the chicken to the pot, so that can go nicely, and make sure that of course you cover it so that it goes.
Die botter moet oor hom wees en so aan.
So that can kind of get gaar a bit quicker. So
gaar. Ek hou van die feit dat hy so lekker sy Engels en Afrikaans gooi, man.
Nee, maar as ek met jou praat, dan moet ek maar, ek kan nou nie altyd Engels praat.
Ja, maar nou kyk,
dan gaan jy nie vir my verstaan nie.
Nou, julle weet ons nou, my Engels raak ons nou gou op, né? Maar sy Engels is mos nou daai die boonste rakke. Nou moet ek nou mooi luister, sodat ek nou kyk of ek dit kan verstaan, sien jy nou?
Nou, is ook my probleem, ek praat nou maar Afrikaans saam met, of Afrikaans saam met jou.
Afrikaans, there you go. Nou, Boeta Fahiem, ons het nou lekker gesels hier, toe ons nog van die lig af is. Vertel op ons kykers daar, man, ek sien mos nou lekker op 'n Sondag, né? En sien ek mos nou, hoe praat die ou nou met sy disse mos nou op Facebook. Nou vertel op ons kykers daar.
But maybe, shall I give the context of it? Ons albei per woord aan 'n groep.
Nee, ek wil eers weet, is dit Boeta Fahiem wat kook of is dit maar nou net gou so maar iemand se ander se ding wat
I rest my case. What am I still doing here?
wat daarmee gebruik word?
There's a clock, there's a bell there, ek kan vir security no bell. And then we'll get the producer to take over from you.
Okay,
I would be
okay.
far. Yeah.
No, but
So what's
seriously.
happened is that for about 6-7 years,
Yes.
I shared a flat with one of my best friends
Yes.
in Sea Point.
Okay.
And by the time that I got home in the evening, food was made, and it was fabulous food because
Yes.
we love food and stuff.
Yeah.
So I ended up cooking very little for about 6 years, maybe even just on the weekend.
Yeah.
And so what happened was that when I moved on my own about 2 years ago, I had to start cooking again, and it was great to just start kind of almost learn again,
Yes.
although you knew basically what to do, because I've been cooking since I was a student at the University of Cape Town. My mother used to phone me and we would chat, and she would tell me step by step of how to do various dishes. And so what nou gebeur het is that when I moved into my own flat, I thought, I'm going to, and also I had to learn to cook for one.
Okay.
You know, so there weren't other people around. And I started to do that and enjoyed it and things. And then I became part of a lockdown recipe storytelling group, which is a Facebook group all about food and about stories and about kom vandaan kos and stuff. And that inspired me to start making those foods of where I come from. As I said, I come from a family where there's my grandmother on paternal grandmother, my my pa se ma, was baie was a brilliant cook. She lived also in District 6 in Bloemhoflats.
Yes.
She was well known for her baking and her cooking. So I grew up with it, and I remember stories, and I remember the smells, and I remember the food that she made as a kid. And over the years, I wanted to learn how to make those. I wanted to learn, because I love that food so much. And so I decided that I'm going to. You must just, Abidah, watch the pot a little bit, because if needs be, add water.
Okay.
Okay, don't be, not too much, but just add a
Net
little
om
bit
te
of water.
dansen.
We will
Dat is
add
sim.
milk later on,
Goed.
but eers maar 'n bietjie water terwyl dit lekker gaar word. Yeah, and so then I started to cook for myself, and by the time that we had the lockdown announced last year, in fact a year ago exactly almost, I decided to up my game, so to speak, because I became part of this group, and and because I love food, I love good food, I then just started playing around, and I made a lot of dishes that I remember from my childhood.
Yeah.
I cross-referenced some of it with my mom or my aunt Antimina, who made this and stuff, and it started like that. So yes, it's my eie kos, en ek maak dit self en alleen, en elke Sondag, and of course in COVID now I spend the weekend with my parents, my family, and so it's quite nice to be able to cook for them, and of course those are always your worst critics.
Ek wou nou net gevra het.
Yeah. Or your good critics, yeah.
Ek wou nou net gevra het, spend Boeta Fahiem net die dag met ma en pa, of kook Boeta Fahiem ook? Nou hoor ek mos nou sê, nee, ek kook dan ook vir hulle en so aan.
Nee,
En kry jy nog steeds daai kritieks van ma?
Yeah, absolutely. No. Auntie Jessie may be bedridden, but there's nothing wrong with her mouth. Absolutely.
I can imagine.
Nothing wrong with her mouth. But also it's great. I mean, I made pickled fish, for example. The first time in my life I made pickled fish for Friday. And I was thinking, oi, my mother, how's she going to look? She's nice about it, but she's honest. And she loved it, and I thought, okay, good. Got that one in the bag.
Okay. So, hoe ver is ons hoender nou?
So that's doing quite nicely. So now I would add the garlic. There you go.
Gaan alles in?
Alles? Ek gaan sommer alles insit, yeah. I'll put the garlic in now, just to give it a bit of flavoring.
Alright.
Which it's nice if it can cook a little bit in the garlic.
Ek wil gou weet, as ek nou met te veel garlic ingooi in daai sop, gaan dit 'n bietjie te garlicerig proe, of sal hy die hele smaak verander?
Yeah, I don't think so. But then again, I'm biased. Ek is mal oor garlic. I love garlic, ginger, dhania. My three favorite things, chili. But I don't think it would, because remember, you've got other stuff to temper it. You've got milk, you've got cream, exactly. You've got sweet corn, and then there's tomato, and then you have tomato paste. Of course, what I don't have here also is you add a bit of salt and white pepper. You can also use black pepper. It's not.
Maar nou in u opinie nou, dis nou wat hy altyd gebruik, including daai wat in die pot is. Maar as u nou met 1 of 2 van die goeders uitlaat, sal hy nog kan proe soos u dink hy gaan proe.
But why would you want to do that?
No, I'm just saying, man, kyk, ek wil dit doen, maar ek het die tomaties gewoon nie huisie.
Oh, I see, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
But if you've got tomato paste,
then it will do.
But then remember, the tomato paste is a bit more bitter.
Yeah,
so you'll have to just watch it then for the sweetness of it. Ons gaan sommer nou, we're going to add the spices.
Die hele spices.
Ja.
Herhaal net gou weer, wat se spices is daai?
So it's a teaspoon of leaf masala.
Good.
It's a teaspoon of masala. Just know I used the Paco masala.
Yeah.
And it's got a tablespoon of chili flakes.
Okay.
Okay. So and then I'm going to we're going to do this a bit quicker.
Yeah.
For the purposes of television. So I'm going. Let me first add some water because it's starting to need a bit of water.
Okay, nou, terwyl julle dan nou gou kyk, moet julle maar sommer dan 'n pen en 'n blaai maar dan ook by julle hou, né? Want dis hoekom ek nou probeer vra dat hulle net weer die goed herhaal. So as julle miskien iets gemis het in die begin, skryf dit sommer neer, want ek het nie altyd tyd sommer om die resep dadelik op die Proe se Facebook page te gaan sit nie. So as julle die resep het voor die tyd, skryf dit maar af, hoor. Maar kyk hier, ek wonder nou as ek nou Fahiem se resep nou op die Proe page sit, moet ek die naam sit? Is dit nodig?
I'm just going to do this every time. Because if I should say what I would like to say, it's going to be a beep.
You know, nou daai is die van wat ons het agter die skerms. Bly julle ingeskakel, ons is nou weer terug. Jerry, weet julle wat, ne? Fahiem het my nou so uitgeskel nou van die lig af, want hy sê, ek gaan maar nie vir hulle sê wat hy sê nie, maar is okay man, ek laat vir hom vandag sy mond hou, want hy is 'n bietjie te bang om te sê wat hy wil sê, en hy is so lekker wat ek het vandag met hom. Ek heb Fahiem ons hoender en tamatie en alles en goeders is in. Maar vraag wat ek gou wil weet is, werk u in volgorde om hierdie sop te maak?
Dis gewoonlik 'n goeie idee om dit te doen. Wat ek nou gedoen het is in my rush en jy wat so in my oorklets, I put the tomato in first, but what should really go in first is the sweet corn. So you can bring the sweet corn, but it doesn't make a difference.
Okay.
It doesn't make a difference at all.
Ja, man, kyk, ek onthou iemand het eendag vir my gesê, dit is eintlik van wat sy eintlik in die pot gooi nie, maar dit gaan eintlik oor die format.
Some disse, that certainly is the case.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't done this in a different
format. Is dit die milk of die cream? Daai is die milk.
Daai is die milk. The cream goes in near the end.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll see it's got a beautiful texture and color. I've got to tell you about this. So wat gaan gebeur is dis nou op. It can do its thing.
Maar hy begin nou te ruik, né?
Can you smell it?
Exactly. Ja.
And this baie nice vir my die combination met die sweet corn and die spice.
Goed.
You know, ek hou daarvan, and of course the cream om het te temper, and the colors are just, I mean, I wanted to bring the pot over there now to show you, just to see these colors. You can see it's the sweet corn color.
Nou, met wat bedien Fahiem nou hierdie sop nou?
Met brood.
Met brood, enige brood.
In Ramadan is it of course traditional.
Yeah.
With samosas and dalchis. So we have normally during Ramadan it's with samosas, dalchis, and spring rolls and pies and all those sort of things. A ciabatta goes beautifully with it. Rye bread also very nice. It's a good idea to sprinkle water on it, put it into the oven so that it can get crispy on the outside and warm in the inside the bread. Now, I don't bake. Unfortunately, ek is terrible met baking. Yes, Abidah, there are things that I do struggle with.
Nee, maar nie waar nie, ek is te bly, hy sê enig hy's terrible met bak, want julle weet mos, ek kan ook nie bak nie, so ja, hy is alright, ons kan daar
Kan jy kos maak, by the way?
Wat is die?
And you make food.
Food. Yes, natuurlijk kan ek kos maak. Ek is nog nie 'n boerbaas kokkie, maar ja, ek kan kos maak. Genade, ek het dan nou nog 'n man, so kan ek kos maak.
I'm going to add the
Tomatie
paste, yeah.
Ja. Daar is omtrent 'n klein pakkie, nie? As 'n mens hom so kyk. Daai die klein pakkie 50 gram.
No.
As 'n mens dit nou in pakkies weer.
Oh, I see. I use 2 tablespoons.
Oh, alright. Okay, nou laat ek nou gou vir julle nou iets sê nou. Ek praat nou van pakkies 50 gram. Maar hy sê nee, 2 teelepels, so dit wil sê, hy gebruik nie die klein pakkies sê. Daarom wat hy nie weet waarvan ek praat nie.
Dis waar. I mean, I don't deny that, but ek gebruik die blikkies, die pakkies nie. The small tins. No, absolutely. This was a little bowl. In fact, I think I've even got another one to show you. Have I gone off camera?
Weet julle nou, né? Nou so. Maar weet julle, ek is te bly om te sien, hy is daarom in 'n ander spys vandag, maar hy is daarom 'n bietjie meer vriendeliker. Ander tye kan hy vir jou sommer lekker lelik vertel, en dan moet hy maar nou jou mond hou, maar nou weet ek mos nou om sy siel uit te trek, want ek weet, ek kan nie van my nou sê, wat hy van my altyd sê.
I have to defend myself here. Sy's lastig. Sy gaan aan en aan. So when this happens and you're very busy and I think in my ear. So that's the only reason why we love her, because sy hou nie op nie. Sy hou dik en sy hou aan, but then we love her for that. But yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Why don't we?
So Boeta Fahiem, jou laaste goedjies gaan nou min of meer in, gaan die nou in.
I'll put the dania in now already, because I'm going to, at the end, I'm going to top it with, just keep a bit like that.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
So, daar gooi ek die ou se dania in.
En dan
die ou se cream gaan in.
I'm doing it quickly
Goed.
for the sake of television, but you can let that cook for a little bit, but I'm going to put it in now, because sal jy verskil maak.
Alright, en die is mos nou vir topping, so daar is al sy goedjies in. Bly julle ingeskakel, julle gaan later sien hoe kwaai lyk die man se tafel, voor hy natuurlik boeke. Nou ja, daar is die lekker ou se sop klaar. En ek gaan vir julle sê, mense, dit ruik so verskriklik lekker hier, julle wil nie weet nie. Maar ek gaan vir julle wys so lekker ou se sop. Nou, Boeta Fahiem, kyk nou gou hier. Jy het mos vroeër nou genoem van die sterk goeders wat nou daaroor moet gaan. Wys gou vir ons mense man, wat doen jy nou?
Okay, so that is vinegar.
Yes.
It's a cup of vinegar, half a cup of sugar, some dania, a nice healthy bit of dania, and I use the red chili, which is quite spicy, and then you just add that to the top, and it is absolutely delicious. I really want to say to people that you may not make this soup without finishing it off with this. And of course, the soup is a chicken corn soup. So it's chicken, it's a sweet corn, it's got leaf masala in it, it's got some salt and pepper, it's got, what else?
Maar nou gou, ek het hom gou in die rede val daar so man. Nou julle het nou al gehoor, hy klaar russies en ek weet nie wat ingegooi nie. Nou gooi nog al hy goeie soek in. Dit gaan nou seker nou lekker sterk is, maar nou kan ek mos nie proe om nou vir julle te sê wat proe nie, want dit is mos nou nog nie boeka tyd nie. Ons gaan seker so oor 'n halfuur gaan ons moet nou boeka. Maar ons sit net hier om vir julle nou te wys hoe lyk die tafeltjie die kan met die sop. Maar daar kyk net hoe lyk die tafel, daar is gedek soos party galore daar. So daai kan ek vir julle sê. Maar ek kan imagine hoe lekker sterk gaan die sop nou wees. Nou Boeta Fahiem, ons het gou nog 'n paar sekondes. Hardloop gou verder nie meer te staan.
Okay, so gesê dis belangrik om this in te sit, and then you normally would put this in when we book up.
Goed.
You put it in the plate rather than in the pot. We did that now for the purposes of the television. And Evelyn nou net sê, Jay had a problem with hot food. I mean, hello. She's got a problem with hot food. I rest my case again. The whole session of this interview, moet ek elke keer my hande opsit. But anyway, it is slightly spicy.
Yes.
You can temper it as to the heat, the hotness that you want. I used 1 red chili, for example. I used half a red chili. So you make it less, depending on how hot or how strong or how mild you like it.
Alright. Nou okay, ons los vir Boeta Fahiem net so, maar ek gaan vir julle na Ramadan gaan ek vir julle maar sê hoe het sy sop geproe, of dit nou te sterk was of whatever, maar moenie vergeet, ek sal wel 'n resep sal ek op die Proe se Facebook page sit, maar ek wonder nog steeds moet ek dit onder sy naam sit. Maar Julle kan ons sien nou, Proe, ons sal later bly ingeskakel.